Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target 1300.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
Yo, welcome everyone on today's cryptocurrency price prediction and technical analysis live stream. I really do hope all of you are having an amazing day today, and also hopefully today's cryptocurrency live stream is going to make your day maybe just a little bit better, because today I really want to talk about a lot of different things. We need to talk about the very important area where Bitcoin is trading right now. We need to pay attention to what other people are doing in the market. That is why we are going to go through the order flow and the very important CVD indicator and the open interest indicator. We need to look at the bearish ETH count with the exact price targets. Also, we go through the volume, we will talk about the CME gaps, the liquidations, the bearish, and also more of a bullish scenario, once again with the exact targets. That being said, welcome everyone that is right now joining on today's cryptocurrency live stream. I do know that I haven't really done the live stream for a very long time, but yeah, right now, why not do it right here on YouTube once again? And yeah, that is why let's go right now straight into the chart. Let's talk about what can potentially happen next with BTC. Something that we have been some kind of expecting, let's just say. Bitcoin has gotten a push towards the upside, towards our upper area of resistance, towards our value area high. Now, in my previous video, if I remember correctly, I was talking about, yes, that this value area high is actually a very important price target. Yes, also, we talked about our important golden Fibonacci ratio, slightly lower, $90,600, but Bitcoin right now is definitely trading above our golden Fibonacci ratio. We hit our value area high. So there is actually right now one very important, very simple rule for us to follow. Above the value area high, we are slightly more bullish. We can be then expecting much higher targets on BTC. Or if we are going to get another push down and also acceptance below our another volume level that we are going to talk about slightly later, it is going to be more of a bearish sign. But at least for now, what we can see. Okay, we hit our important area of resistance. Is this area a good level where we can be looking for a buy trade? Usually not really, because why the heck would you go with a long trade at the area of resistance? Doesn't really make sense. At the level where we are, at least in my opinion, it is much better to fire another short trade. Now, yes, I am right now still holding a short trade on Bitcoin from approximately $90,000. And potentially, I'm also going to scale up this specific trade only if we are going to get some kind of a bigger reaction back towards the upside, approximately at the area where we are as of right now. However, if we go right now and pay attention to what other people are doing in the market, I mean, I'm not saying we cannot go higher, but I'm just going to say, hopefully, you're not one of them. Sure, Bitcoin tomorrow can continue higher. We can maybe even go, I don't know, towards $110,000. But you always need to ask yourself, is the area where we are a level where it's smart to look for another buy trade? In my opinion, not really. But what you're right now going to see when we pay attention to our CVD indicator and the open interest indicator. The CVD indicator is clearly getting a push towards the upside. So what does it mean? People are buying Bitcoin where we are trading at this specific time. We are right now at the area of resistance. Not saying we cannot go higher, but it looks like where we are right now, a lot of people are interested to fire another buying position. CVD indicator getting a push up, buying pressure coming in the market for the past few hours, with the open interest also getting quite a significant push towards the upside. So what does that exactly mean? Brand new money coming in the market in a form of the buying pressure, which simply means people are longing exactly at the area of resistance. In my opinion, not really the smartest thing. Not saying we cannot go higher, but the reality is we are approximately at our golden Fibonacci ratio. We are at our value area high, volume resistance level for Bitcoin. So talking about long trades right here, in my opinion, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Sure, I do remain in my long trade on Bitcoin, in the long trade also on XRP. Bro, this specific trade right now performing very, very well, simply because XRP has gotten a beautiful push towards the upside. Also, my trading bots right now, okay, this look like I'm going to get signed out of my PowerNex account right here. Actually, what I wanted to say, yeah, the trading bots right now also performing very nice with this entire push towards the upside. The main point I want to make, where we are right now doesn't make a lot of sense for us to be looking for a buy, even if Bitcoin does continue higher. In this scenario, of course, all of our long trades are going to be in an even bigger profit. Unfortunately, I am going to get stopped out on my short trade on BTC. However, what if we right now zoom out a little bit? Let's just actually go on the daily time frame. We are going to apply the volume indicator on our chart, where we are going to see. Let's try to right now approach the chart as objectively as possible. So what can we right now see? Bitcoin for the past few days simply at this specific area has been consolidating. We haven't really been doing much. After this major push towards the downside, all we have been getting was very small movements back towards the upside, back towards the downside. So nothing really has been happening, let's just say, for the past, let's just say slightly over a month right now. We are consolidating exactly at the same area, let's just say at approximately 90,000 US dollars. Pay attention to the volume indicator. The entire time we are trading right here, volume on BTC has also been doing a very interesting thing, which actually is, it has been going lower and lower and lower. And a descending volume, it simply means less and less people are right now trading at the area where Bitcoin is at the moment. So this right here potentially could right now mean we are still in some kind of a corrective part before the bigger trend is going to continue straight towards the downside. So yes, we are getting a push up, but the entire push up, unfortunately, is not happening on the volume increase right here. And what we are seeing right now with the volume, in my opinion, is definitely not a bullish Bitcoin indication. Descending volume, Bitcoin not doing anything, and usually it means it's just a corrective part before we are going to continue even lower back down. Again, I'm not saying we must go down. I do remain in my long trade on Bitcoin and also on XRP in a case we do go higher. But we need to ask ourselves, what is right now the most likely move on BTC? Unless we reclaim the volume level where we are at the moment, in my opinion, another, or actually a higher probability move is still going to be back towards the downside for us to at least take the previous low right here at approximately 80,000 US dollars. And this is right now why, first of all, I want to talk about a bearish scenario, and later in the video, sure, we can also talk about more of a bullish scenario. What if Bitcoin does continue higher? We break our volume levels towards the upside. Happy days for Bitcoin, happy days for the entire cryptocurrency market. Let's look for higher targets. But first of all, what if we get a rejection back down? Because again, even volume, let's just say on the 4-hour time frame, sure, I mean, zooming out, definitely, it is going slightly lower right here. We have gotten a very small increase only a few days ago right here, but nothing really major. So at least at the moment, I am still slightly more bearish, looking potentially for another move down below our recent low, below 80,300 US dollars, unless our volume level is going to get reclaimed. Very simple rule to follow. I'm not right now making anything, how would I say, I'm not right on trying to predict up, down, left, right. We simply know one level is right now a very important one, which is going to be above the volume level, more bullish, below the volume level, more bearish. Even if the value area high right here gets broken up, no, I'm not looking for another long trade. I'm simply then going to close my short trade right here, but do remain in my long trades on Bitcoin and also on XRP. Now, what is going to be the bearish scenario we should be paying attention to. And right now, all we have to do is to identify the potential 5-wave price structure we need to be paying attention to in a case Bitcoin does continue lower. Because what we can see right here with this entire push up, it can only be some kind of an ABC move. So we can right now say Bitcoin completed an A wave right here. We got some kind of a B wave. Of course, right now it is debatable where we are putting our B wave, but let's just say we are going to put it, I don't know, right here, for example. Right now, we can be simply forming our C wave. A, B, C correction for our second elite wave to potentially be finished. What is the second elite wave? We then, of course, talk about our bigger 5-wave price structure towards downside. So what we can right now say, let's go with our elite impulsive wave. If right now we are not going to take out this specific high, this right here is, in my opinion, right now the most probable count. Impulse right here, correction potentially coming towards the end, and of course if we then continue lower, the third one, which is going to be a very big one, then the fourth one, and then of course also the fifth elite wave for us to go definitely below 80,000, maybe even towards 75 or 70,000 US dollar area. So what is going to be the technical target of our third elite wave right here? We are going to go with our Fibonacci extensions. Let's go from the exact high here. Yeah, let's go from the exact high back towards the low, back towards the high. And the only important level when we talk about the third elite wave is the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, which is going to come in at 75,000 US dollars. So this target, if you look like that, is definitely below our recent low, which makes sense if we talk about our bigger 5-wave price structure, which is then going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and right now forming the last bigger push down for our fifth one. 75k is a very good target when we talk about our third local elite wave right here. If you do go with the logarithmic scale, the target is going to be slightly higher, but most importantly, we are looking for a bigger impulse that is going to move very, very fast. It's going to look quite scary, and I do think that a lot of people, if we do get another push down, of course, are going to be very much scared at this specific area. If Bitcoin right now does get a rejection back down, and this go towards the 75,300 US dollar area right here. So yeah, this right here is pretty much our bearish scenario we are going to be paying attention to. Let's try to see if we are going to get some kind of a sun weakness at this specific level. Because right now, as I said before, I did enter a short trade on Bitcoin at approximately 90,000 US dollars. However, I still want to scale up into this trade. I'm not fully into the position just yet because I want to enter. However, I'm still right on being slightly more patient to see what we are going to do at this specific level. Are we going to be able to break it and continue higher, or simply are we going to get a rejection where we are at the moment? Again, people are longing right now, but also you need to pay attention to what Bitcoin is right now doing at this specific time, because what you can right now see, it is not really it's not really a bullish indication at all. You can actually see lower high on BTC, higher high on the CVD indicator. This right here is a textbook bearish absorption, bearish divergence, bearish Bitcoin indication. Knowing we are at the area of resistance, again, logically thinking, is it better to go with a long or a short trade right here? In my opinion, a short trade, but of course also make sure you do have proper risk management in a case we are going to get a major breakout back towards the upside. I also do think you can agree with me on this one, potentially, that the price action for the past few days right here does look kind of corrective. We are not really moving impulsively up. For example, right here, I would say this right here definitely looked impulsive. What we are getting right now, it looks more of a choppy price action. It looks more corrective. So another reason why potentially we can be looking for maybe even another rejection back towards downside. Also, later we are going to talk about our CME gaps because it's also something very, very important. But right now, let's go with our liquidations heat map right here. Because on the 2-week time frame, we can right now see that bigger liquidations on Bitcoin are not going to be above the highs. Sure, we can get another push up. We are then going to liquidate 160 million of short trades, 170 million right here, 174. But yeah, also if you go right now with the past 24-hour liquidations, nothing really major has been happening. Only 166 million of short trades have gotten liquidated in the past 24 hours. So this right here is really nothing major. I mean, would I say this right here is a bearish thing for Bitcoin? Not really, because usually we want to liquidate much more capital from the crypto market before we get a push towards the downside, or simply before we get a reversal. But this right here is not really super bearish. That is why, yeah, let's right now maybe even see if Bitcoin is going to right now again take the high, the liquidity above the recent high right here. And later I am going to share with you that why potentially, even though we are forming a bearish divergence on the CVD already, why potentially we might still get another swing failure right here, liquidity taken above the high and then a push down. More about this slightly later, because I do think it can potentially very nicely align with another bearish indication on another altcoin, let's just say. But more about this slightly later. Now, liquidations on the 2-week here definitely are going to be more significant below our recent lows, because if Bitcoin does get a push down, over 280 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. So this specific level is acting as a magnet for Bitcoin. It is a bearish sign. Also, CVD indicator right here, more of a bearish sign for BTC. Where we are right now, resistance level, again, the area of resistance, usually we are also being slightly more bearish, right? Also, volume on the daily is not really looking super bullish. But also, what if we are right now zooming in a little bit on the 1-week time frame? Where are bigger liquidations right now coming in on BTC? You can actually see a very similar story. Bigger liquidations, yes, of course, some of them are still going to be above the recent highs, approximately 100 million, but the bigger liquidation cluster is going to be exactly below our recent lows, at approximately 86,700 US dollar area, where, of course, if you remember from our previous videos, we said it's a major liquidity zone for BTC. So in our previous videos, we talked about liquidity levels above the recent highs and also liquidity levels below the recent lows. Liquidity level right here, which was right now already taken. Another liquidity level right here, which was right now already taken. And also another liquidity level right here, which was also right now already taken. Then, of course, liquidity levels below the lows right here. This one right here, very important one. Then, of course, the second one right here, the third one right here, and then also the fourth one. So a lot of liquidity has right now already been taken towards the upside. But also, below the recent lows, Bitcoin still does have a lot of liquidity. So let's see if we do get right here another push towards downside, because this specific area, in my opinion, it is definitely going to be quite important, quite a major level, because usually, again, liquidity likes to get taken, simply because people that are right now holding a long trade, they are setting the stop losses below the recent lows. Stop them out and only then potentially get a reversal. But to be honest, ideally right now, if we are talking about a bearish scenario, which is going to be impulse right here, correction, then of course we can also be expecting a bigger push down, and then of course also definitely the break of our liquidity level right here. But at least right now, liquidity is right now still intact at 87,000 US dollars on Bitcoin. So let's see if potentially we are going to be able to take the liquidity below our recent lows. So again, liquidity levels right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels, aligning beautifully also with the major liquidations cluster, also literally exactly below our recent lows, where over 140 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. Now, all of these things, of course, are bearish for BTC. But also, one very important thing I also want to share with you here is going to be the Bitcoin CME futures chart. What we are right now seeing on this chart is also not a bullish thing, unfortunately, for BTC. Because what you're right now going to see, even the liquidation, the CME gap that was formed only a few days ago, pretty much the previous week, is right now still open. So Bitcoin does right now have a CME gap right here, which is going to be at approximately, let's just see, 88,500 US dollars. We do have right now still an open CME gap below our low that was formed only a few days ago. But also, this chart, you can actually see, it closed at 90,190 US dollars. Bitcoin right now is trading at $91,200. So it simply means we are going to form another CME gap. So this gap is going to look something like this. It is going to be 91,000, let's just say $200, something like this, let's just say. This is going to be the gap that, wait, okay, probably, let's just see this. It is, actually, yeah, it is going to look something like this. The CME gap that we are probably going to form in the upcoming hours. So this right here is also going to be, locally speaking, some kind of a bearish indication for BTC, because we are going to have a 90% probability that we are going to go at least towards the 90,200 US dollars, but then of course also 90% probability that we are going to feel the bottom CME gap. If we start going that low, I definitely do think our liquidity level right here, liquidity levels, should I say, is also going to be taken. And yeah, this right here, the CME future chart for BTC is right on definitely a bearish indication for Bitcoin, because 90% of all of the CME gaps usually get filled sooner rather than later. And yeah, I mean, if you look like that, we are right now at the resistance. We are forming bearish divergence right here. Liquidations are looking more bearish. And also, volume on the entire move up is not really looking anything spectacular. Again, not saying we cannot continue higher. Sure, Bitcoin can continue higher. I do remain in my long trades right here. But the thing is, if we are going to right now get some kind of a rejection back down, I'm going to scale into my short trade, looking for lower targets on BTC in the upcoming days, or pretty much in the upcoming week, let's just say. Also, what is going to be a major red flag you really need to pay attention to, that in my opinion, it is then going to confirm, okay, Bitcoin then topped out, let's look for a push towards the downside. So we are going to right now go, let me remove the liquidity levels from the chart. Let's go with our range. Remember this specific range. We have talked about it for a very long time on the channel. And yeah, currently we are trying to break the range towards the upside. So what we can right now say, it could potentially be only a deviation from our range. Again, I don't really like to trade breakouts. I did not trade the breakout out of the descending triangle. I did not trade the breakout above this major trendline area of resistance. Also, for example, if you watched my previous videos, and of course also if you are maybe in Discord right here, you know only a few days ago I shared with you this specific setup for XRP. We tried breaking this major trendline area of resistance towards the upside. No, I did not trade the breakout right here. I definitely traded the swing failure pattern or the liquidity grab below the recent low. Usually, I want to buy low and sell high. And usually, it is actually one of the best strategies you can go with. So, looking to go with a long trade on the swing failure pattern, it simply means you're buying the dip. If you're going to buy the break, I mean, on XRP, actually, the entry was actually quite nice because the trend line here was, it wasn't really like, how would I say, the entry, even if you entered on the breakout, you did not really miss much. For example, with me trading the swing failure pattern, my entry on XRP was approximately 1.86. Let me just right now mark out the level. 1.86, it was right here approximately. So even if you traded the breakout, you did not really miss that much. But usually, when you're trading the breakout, first of all, you're late to the party, and also you're longing exactly when most people are also looking to long. In my opinion, recipe for a disaster. So it's much better, in my opinion again, to go with a long trade after a successful swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab below the recent low. So clearly you can notice we took the liquidity below the low. We got a push towards the upside reaction. Approximately right here was simply my entry. Yes, then XRP traded at this area for some time, and only right now we are getting a breakout. But most important thing is, I tried buying low and not trying to buy after the breakout is right now already happening. Yes, again, on XRP, the story was slightly different because pretty much the price waited for you on the breakout right here. But again, overall speaking, no, I did not trade the breakout here. And also for Bitcoin, no, I did not trade the breakout out of the descending triangle or maybe even this major trendline area of resistance breakout. And also, no, I'm not going to go with a breakout trade out of the horizontal range. Again, sure, we can go get a breakout right here, continue higher. But again, my long trade was the area of support, was an important key level after a push down, not after we have already gotten a push towards the upside. So what we are right now seeing is that we are outside of the range. And also remember, what are the most important levels in the range? Definitely always are going to be our volume levels. So what we can right now say, acceptance back in the range, if Bitcoin right now does get a rejection from our volume level, it is going to be a bearish indication. Of course, if we start closing the candles back in the range below 90,600 US dollars. So if we start going lower here, start closing the candles back in the range, bearish sign for Bitcoin, sign of weakness. Yeah, sure, potentially I am going to look to add even more capital to my short trade. Second sign of weakness is going to be acceptance back below our value area high of our range. So for example, if we right now go lower here, start closing the candles below the value area high, bearish indication Bitcoin. In this scenario, I definitely do think we can go below our liquidity levels, because again, those liquidity levels right here are beautiful for BTC. So it would be quite, I wouldn't really say surprising, but usually we like to take the liquidity first before getting any reversals. So this level, in my opinion, it's still going to be a very nice one. And I mean, clearly you can notice that bigger moves, bigger reversals usually happen after a liquidity grab. Even, for example, the one that we got right here, the bigger push down. We did not take the liquidity. We have not taken the liquidity below the recent low just yet, but it happened every single time. Liquidity grab, pump it up. Also right here, liquidity grab, pump it up. Also right here, liquidity grab, pump it up. So clearly it does look like liquidity grabs are usually one of the best things you can actually trade. And so far, if you look like that, we haven't really gotten the liquidity grab below the recent low. So that is why ideally I am looking for another push down. Of course, I don't know if it's actually going to happen. But yeah, in terms of my trades, I am definitely right now also betting for a potential push down. My long trades in this scenario are going to get stopped out. But yeah, in this, of course, if you right now go lower, my short trade is then going to play out. So again, the only thing you need to pay attention to right here is going to be if Bitcoin does right now get acceptance back into our range. If we are able to do so, bearish indication, then the second step is going to be acceptance below our value area high, below 89,000 US dollars. And if we start getting the acceptance back into our range, the trade right here is also going to look very simple. You can then simply go with a short trade, stop loss, invalidation above the high, looking first take profit potentially below those lows right here. The second take profit, again, ideally, we are looking for a much bigger push down. So this trade, if it's going to play out, of course, is going to give you 6.34 to 1 risk to reward ratio. But also, another trading setup I wanted to share with you here today is going to be, what if we go higher and then we get a rejection back down? Because Ethereum, now of course I'm going to talk about also slightly more about Ethereum here, because yeah, Ethereum in my opinion does have a beautiful level slightly above where we are right now, and it still has not been hit. You can right now see I do have an alert exactly at this specific area: liquidity, value area high, golden Fibonacci ratio, and also the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension of this entire move, of this, yeah, pretty much this push up and then a push down. So it can also be A, B, C correction, golden pocket, 1-to-1, volume level, liquidity level. That is why, potentially, if Bitcoin does get right now another push up here, Ethereum follows, we hit the resistance level here, and then we get a bigger rejection back down. On Ethereum, on Bitcoin, on XRP potentially. Again, not saying it must happen, not saying it will happen, not saying it's not going to happen, but the thing is, I know where I am prepared to trade. And right now, maybe some of you in the chat right now are going to say to me, bro, the entire thing you're right to saying in the video is that you don't know what's going to happen next. But the thing is, you don't have to know of what is going to happen next for you to make money in the market. The only thing you need to know is at what level are you prepared to buy, at what level are you prepared to sell. Are you looking for buys at the resistance on the breakout? Are you looking for buys at the lows once we are having a dip, once everyone is scared? Of course, the decision is yours, but usually you really want to try to buy low and try to sell high. This, in my opinion, is the best strategy, even though none of our trades are going to be 100% probable to play out. Sure, we can also get a major breakout above our area of resistance, but we need to ask ourselves, how likely is it for us to get a breakout right here? In my opinion, talking about right here, the liquidity levels, the volume, the CVD indicator, the order flow right here, in my opinion, talking about the probabilities, higher probability, at least we do get some kind of a reaction, some kind of a rejection at the area of $3,200 on Ethereum right here. And on Bitcoin, let's just say, yeah, first of all, maybe we can get some kind of a liquidity grab right here above the high and then a bigger push down. So again, let's see what does happen next on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. But again, the most important thing is on the push up, usually you want to be looking for sells. On the push down, usually you want to be looking for buys. Now, maybe some of you right now are going to say to me, bro, looking at the exponential moving averages on the 1 hourly, clearly we are moving in an uptrend. 50 EMA is above 200 EMA, which right now means we are in an uptrend. On the 2-hourly, 50 EMA is above 200 EMA. We are in an uptrend. On the 4-hourly even, in the coming hours, probably, we are also going to get a bullish cross. And yes, getting a bullish cross on the 4-hourly, 2-hourly, and 1-hourly at the exact same time, it means we are in an average uptrend on all of those time frames, which is a bullish Bitcoin indication. Does that mean we need to go straight away with a long trade? Definitely not. But the thing is, in an uptrend, sure, if we then get a rejection back down, maybe some take profits on the shorts, take stop loss to break even, potentially, yeah, sure, you can be looking for another long trade at the area of support. But the thing is, I'm not right now immediately going to flip bullish because we are going to get a bullish cross right here. Sure, it is a bullish indication of Bitcoin, but for me to enter another trade using this cross, we still need to then get a push down, a pullback towards some kind of an area of support. But yes, getting a cross on the 4-hourly, 2-hourly, and 1-hourly at the exact same time is a bullish indication for BTC. So again, let's see what is right now going to happen approximately this area. I am more interested going and adding even more capital to my short trade right here. But yeah, let's see if we are actually going to get a rejection back down. Now, the first resistance level above our value area high. So let me right now measure again the entire price action here. So if we break our value area high here, the next level is going to be the daily level aligning with 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. So let's go right now from the high back towards the low. Let me also right now give you another example of the trade here. Let's go with 0.76. And also we are going to go with the daily resistance level, this one right here, because it's going to be exactly at our 0.786. So this is also the resistance level. Now listen to me what I'm going to say. Deviations from the value area high and the value area lows even, you can actually see right here at the bottom, are something completely normal. Deviation, push back up. Deviation, push back up. Deviation, push back up. So you need to monitor what is going to be happening at this level, of course, if we go higher, and if we get the acceptance below the value area high. If this is going to happen, very, very simple. We are not going to reinvent anything right here. Look at the price action as objectively as possible. We know we hit the key level. Acceptance below our value area high is a bearish thing. Bearish sign of weakness, bearish indication. Stop loss above the high. Potential rotation back towards the value area, back towards the value area low. If you take the profits at our value area low, beautiful, because you are going to also trade the liquidity level as we said before, right? So if something like this happens, push up, push down, acceptance below the value area high, bearish indication of Bitcoin. This trade, in my opinion, can also be a very nice one. It's going to give you approximately 3.74 to 1 risk to reward with the first take profit, with the second take profit being potentially the low right here, or maybe even what we said before, the 75,000 US dollar area, going to give you 11.77 risk to reward ratio. If this trade right here plays out, let's say your first take profit is here. It is going to be, let's say you take out, I don't know, 50% of the trade. So you take 50% out with a 4-to-1 risk to reward. Let me just right now 4-to-1 here. And then you have 50% at this level, which is, let's just say 12-to-1. So 12-to-1, 12-to-1 and 4-to-1 risk to reward. Let's say you take out here 50% of the capital and here also 50%, which means that you close the entire trade once we hit this 75,000 US dollars. Something like this, of course, if you look like that, it is going to give you on average, because of course 4 plus 12 is 16, then of course you're going to have 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade. You are paying yourself along the way. Stop to break even, no more risk on the table. You can then also, if you remember our previous live stream I did for the VIP members in Discord previous week, you probably know what you can also do. Increase the leverage, max out 100x, for example. Not 100%, 100x leverage. Increase it to the max once you hit the first take profit, once you move the stop loss to break even. Remove all of the margin from the trade that you can, and then of course you have free money in your wallet to open another trade, which is just simply beautiful. You can do this on Bitunix, on Bybit, on Pionex, whatever exchange you're using to trade. You can do this beautiful thing because you can borrow money from an exchange completely for free. You paid yourself, you made money, you have stop loss to break even, bro. I mean, no more risk on the table. You made money. You're borrowing money completely for free. Like, what the heck? Only in crypto, right? So this right here, in my opinion, is just simply one of the best things you can be right now doing, if, of course, the trade is going to play out. And if you look like that, with this stop loss here, I mean, yes, sure, nothing is risk-free. The trade potentially is not going to play out. But the thing is, I mean, bro, if this trade, for example, plays out, right? Let's say we go towards 75k, you made 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio on the trade. What does that mean? You need to lose 8 trades in a row for you to be at break even. You're not even going to be losing money. You're going to be at break even after 8 trades. How likely is it that you are going to lose 8 trades in a row? Not very likely, right? So, like, in my opinion, trading right now is one of the best business models you can do. But the thing is, you still need to be very... You need to, first of all, calculate your risk, position size. You really need to treat trading like a business. Sure, you can lose a trade. Sure, you can also win a trade. So if you go with something, for example, bro, this is how I usually explain trading to my friends, because a lot of them, yeah, they look at on YouTube and on Twitter and whatever, some of them really have a good opinion about trading, that it's pretty much easy money, and some of them say it's more like gambling, right? But the reality is, I'm not right now using any fancy things. Let's just say we have the daily and the 0.76. We know it's a key level. We don't know about the volume. We don't know about anything. We also know potentially, okay, this price, Bitcoin price actually reversed, right? Here we got a reversal back down. Here we got a reversal, right? We know it's a key level. If it's a key level, and in the past we have gotten a rejection, going with 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade, this one right here. Let's say you have stop loss, I don't know, above the level, you have first take profit again at 1-to-1. Actually, let's go right now with the bigger one. Let's go so it's more visible. This right here is 1-to-1. We know, so if you enter a short trade right here, 50-50 chances it hits the stop loss, or if it hits the take profit. I think we can all agree, right? The distance between the entry and the stop loss and the entry and the take profit is exactly the same. So it's 50-50 chance we go towards the stop loss or towards the take profit. However, what we also know is that this right here is a key level. Previously, we have gotten a rejection right here. It doesn't mean it is going to happen also this time right here, but it does mean instead of 50% of the probability that the trade is going to play out, we can write to say maybe even, I don't know, 51% probability that we hit the take profit versus the stop loss. Why? Because we at least have some kind of a strategy, some kind of a proven concept that in the past it happened something, that of course potentially it can mean it is going to happen in the future. Not 100% probability, but let's just say 51% probability. It is already enough for us to be profitable over a longer period of time, over, let's just say, over 1,000 trades. If we make 1,000 trades with 51% win rate and 1-to-1 risk to reward, you are going to grow your account. So, again, it's literally pure math, it's pure probability, and of course, also, it's very important for you to properly manage your trades. Also, someone in the comments the other day asked me on YouTube, someone asked me, bro, if you are in a long trade at the exact same time as you are in the short trade, that simply means short trade is going to cancel out your long trade on BTC. But this is actually not true. I did enter a Bitcoin long trade right here, and also I have already paid myself a little bit, not anything significant, but I did take some profit on the long trade on Bitcoin, and also right now, because we are getting a beautiful push up, also on the long trade on XRP. Stop loss to break even. I made money on the trade. And also right now, if we go lower, I'm not going to lose money because the stop loss is at break even, right? So I'm going to get stopped out at the entry. With a short trade right here, if I get stopped out, yes, I am going to lose money. But if we get a rejection, I'm also not only going to make money with the short trade right here, but also I have already made some money with a long trade. So it's a win-win situation. You really want to be in a, how do I say, in a situation pretty much, yeah, where you cannot really lose. Sure, I can lose if we are right now going to go higher, but the thing is, at least I'm trying to right now trade the strategy, know that I'm trying to sell at the resistance and buy at the support, right? And this, in my opinion, is the most important thing. So I'm not right here reinventing the wheel. I'm not right now looking at the chart with any crazy concepts, with any crazy strategies. look at the chart, identify key levels, look at the volume, liquidations. Also, of course, you can pay attention to what other people are doing in the market. And through that, simply be interested where you're looking for a short, be interested in a level where you're looking for a long. Very, very simple concept, nothing crazy. Looking at the price as objectively as possible, in my opinion, is something very, very important. I know a lot of people on YouTube, for example, are expecting me, bro, and also are saying to me in the comments, bro, you're not saying anything. Are we going up? Are we going down? You're not really showing to us in which direction we are going to go. The thing is, and also I think you can agree with me. And also, again, if you know where we are going to go, I am here. You can DM me on Twitter or on Discord. Tell me where Bitcoin is going to go with 100% probability. I don't know what is going to happen next. You probably also do not know what is going to happen next. However, with some kind of, let's just say, technical analysis, pretty much, yes, you can give higher probabilities to certain scenarios, right? So in this way, you have not only a higher probability scenario with proper risk management, you can also then, of course, with proper risk management, you are going to take beautiful trades with beautiful risk to reward ratios, and over a longer period of time, you are probably going to be profitable. Again, you're not going to win every trade, but most important thing is, stick to the strategy, have proper risk management, and over, let's just say, 100, 1,000 trades, if you're going to have good win rate, let's just say 60, 70, 80% maybe even, probably you're going to make good money with this. And because of that right now, of course, I would appreciate for you to smash up the like button. 1,000 likes on the live stream. I think it's very hard, but let's just say if you want, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want, you can also trade with me on different exchanges. Also, I am using the trading bots, but right now they are not, I'm not logged into the website. So unfortunately, I'm not able to show you this. But yeah, let me right now check out the... Let me right now check out the comments right here a little bit. Then I'm also going to go a little bit through Ethereum and also through XRP. Bro, Yuda bro, I actually remember this comment. Were you also on the live streams that I was making back in 2021 or something? I think I was doing some live streams back then as well. You can open a short... Well, why is this showing up? You can open... Yes, you can open a short and a long trade with Bitcoin at the same time, not with some altcoin. That is true. Yeah, that is true. I appreciate your analysis. Your way of thinking is strategic. Thank you very much. Appreciate the comment as well, man. So many patterns flashing bottom, but nobody believes, makes me laugh. This run was 100% different. High before having banks in now. Remember the story of the boy who cried wolf. Same thing here. I mean... Every time is different if you look like that, right? So not every time is the same. But the thing is, you look at the historical price action, you see this happened more often than not. So why it... I mean, if you look like that, it has also a higher probability of happening right now. That is why I'm telling to you, potentially, we can still be looking for some kind of a liquidity grab below the recent low before continuing higher. Sure, we can pump right here. This time is different. Is then going to... You're probably going to then say, right? Yeah, let's see if this time is actually different. 6 billion liquidation, leverage around $86,000. So yeah, if we do get a push down, definitely a lot of people are going to get completely wrecked. I watch all your videos. Thank you very much, man. H-bar Moonboy. H-bar. Whoa. I think I was a holder of H-bar back in the days, but not anymore. So attractive. Shoot, 51%, bro. The best part of this analysis is you just have to watch and see the levels. Are we going to break the level and stay above, or do we reject at that level? Then you know what to do. Exactly as you said. Identify the level, set an alert at the level, then simply react when you see maybe a rejection is happening, maybe we are breaking through. Then, of course, if we are breaking, you cannot do anything. But the thing is, you are trying... The most important thing is trying to buy low, trying to sell high. That is the most important strategy, in my opinion. What are the odds, in your opinion, for Bitcoin to sweep the previous yearly high, 74,000, versus going on a rally above 92,000? What seems weird to me is that we haven't taken the liquidity to the south. Exactly. I do think there is a higher probability of taking the liquidity below the recent low. But of course, if we do get right now the acceptance above the value area high and don't get accepted back in, I am going to be more bullish, because also the exponential moving averages are getting a cross up. So then, of course, this is going to be a bullish thing. If it gets accepted back below the value high, bearish thing, let's look for lower. I enjoy every video of you. I'm still learning. Thank you very much, man. I was. Bro, I was here when you had 2000. Bro, I do remember you. I definitely did not forget you. I have you in the mind, and I do remember XVG. Yeah, I do think maybe you had a different username, if I remember correctly. But man, I do remember you. Thank you very much for sticking here for such a long time. I really appreciate this, man. Because we have come a very... Bro, can you just type in the username you had? Because I cannot remember it, but I do think that... I do think I have it somewhere at the back of my mind. Bro, I do appreciate this. Thank you very much. Bro, nice. RSI 4 hourly hidden bearish divergence CME gap below us and heat map is burning. And us, US attacks Venezuela. Still bullish? Bro, did I say that I'm bullish? I was literally saying throughout the entire live stream I'm more bearish. Again, if accepted above the value high, I can get more bullish. But so far, I don't think... I mean, something like this potentially. Again, if we get higher prices, we then simply need to pay attention to the value high if we get accepted back below. So this and then this. Pay attention to this. If we start breaking this, probably we take the liquidity, we go higher. But no, I mean, throughout the entire live stream, I think I was saying to you, I'm not as bullish. Yeah, I do agree. Insane, bro. Insane. Being subscribed for 2 years now, man. Keep it up. Thank you very much. One face reveal, bro. I'm not sure. Hyper, what mid cap, lower cap alts do you have on your mind? Do you mean for long-term hold? Right now, I'm personally not really into buying any mid cap or low caps. I would much rather right now just focus on trading BTC, Ethereum, XRP, Solana maybe. I don't really have like any altcoins that I would be holding for the next few months. I am going to look to long a lot of altcoins if we do get a push down, but in terms of spot buying, not really the biggest fan, to be honest. Not you, my friend. It was based on the current market structure. Oh, okay. I see. Explain in simple terms how to identify a rejection at a key level. Bro, you don't have to... You can even go in my Discord here. Go in the resources where I actually posted. There are 3 good entry models. The best one, entering when there is absorption happening at a key level. So that means you need to pay attention to the CVD here. So this is what we are actually getting right now. Higher high, lower high on the Bitcoin, bearish absorption, exactly what is written right here, at a key level. It doesn't mean we cannot go higher here and then push down, but what we are getting right now, it is the entry model already right now reached. So if you look like that, if you're not already in a trade, maybe looking for a trade, some kind of a short here, maybe then adding to the position once we then potentially get another rejection here, can make a lot of sense. But yeah, we are right now getting literally the first entry model. And then the second one, entering on a bullish bearish candle close. This is then, of course, waiting for a rejection. So you get right here a rejection back down. Again, not doing anything crazy, not telling to you anything crazy. Literally, what is a rejection? Red candle back down. And then, of course, if we start closing back in the range, bearish sign. If we then get also a push up here, close below the value area high, it's a rejection, closing below, rejection, enter, stop loss above the high, nothing crazy, bro. I'm not talking about, hopefully I'm not talking about in the words that you cannot understand. But I mean, this is literally very simple logic, not overcomplicating things. I know some people really like to complicate with their strategies, with their entries, with whatever. Simple stop loss, simple take profit, simple level identification, simple entry, very simple. It was Rico something, bro. I do remember you, man. I do remember you. Cheers to you. And I, of course, do really appreciate being here for such a long time. Very nice. Yeah, can't get in that Discord, though. Okay. I have learned fixed range volume profile from your video. Thanks for you. You are welcome. We need more live stream like before. Of course, do you plan and to your plans? Potentially, yes. I am potentially planning something, not promising anything. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, now let's go very quickly not very quickly. Let's go and pay attention to Ethereum. Ethereum, very simply, we hit the value area high, we have the golden Fibonacci ratio, we have the one-to-one, we have the liquidity level. So the only thing you need to know here is that ideally, we take the liquidity above the high here. So this is right now, to simplify everything for ETH. Key level is here, I have an alert. If we do get push up, push down. Looking for a short trade, stop above the high, looking for lower. Very, very simple. I'm going to try and have my stop loss as tight as possible. And also something that I already talked about in my Discord in my previous live streams. But the thing is, I like to have my stop loss very, very tight. It could mean I get stopped out on the first entry. So for example, let's say I enter right here. Let's say we get something like this, level, swing failure, then another push up, and then a rejection. I get stopped out here. But the thing is, don't get scared to re-enter a trade. Because then simply, you can re-enter, stop again above the high. Why I like to have a tight stop loss? Because the risk to reward usually outplays if you have a tight stop loss versus a wide stop loss. So that is why I much rather get stopped out. First here, I get stopped out, but then look to re-enter the trade if the trade is still valid. Very simple. Sure, you are going to decrease your win rate slightly because you can potentially lose another trade right here if you have a tight stop loss. But the thing is, overall, your risk to reward is going to be much better if you're going to have more of a tighter stop loss. You can do the calculations. It's not always like that, but usually it is better to have a tighter stop loss. You'll get stopped out, but then of course, don't be afraid to re-enter the trade if the trade is still valid. So again, for Ethereum, I'm looking for ideally another push up, and I'm going to look for a short rate right here. Now, some people are maybe going to ask me, bro, what if we get a dump right now straight away? I'm not going to enter a trade because I only trade the levels that I planned for, right? Where I'm interested to go with a short. Am I looking for a short right here? If we dump, I'm not in a short for Ethereum. Simple as that. The market needs to commit to you before you commit to the market. That is why if we hit the level, rejection, I'm going to look for a short. If not, I'm simply going to hold only a short trade on BTC. Not a big deal. But the thing is, I want the market to commit to me before I'm going to commit the capital, my hard-earned money, if you look like that, to the market, right? So that is why if we hit the level, rejection, sure, I'm going to look for a short. If we dump right now, no short for me. Simply, I'm going to remain in my short on Ethereum. XRP. I'm in a long trade here on XRP, but the thing is, we broke right now a major resistance level, the trend line here towards the upside. We got the swing failure also, beautiful. Let's right now identify what are the next key levels for XRP. The first important thing is what we need to do here is I'm going to let me remove the liquidity levels here. Fibonacci, let me also remove this one. I'm going to leave this one on the chart. SR, let's go. Actually, let's remove this. Let's have this. This is ABC, and then I'll need to wait. Okay, so we are going to measure the entire price action here with volume. Bam. You can see we are getting the acceptance back above the value area low. Technically is a bullish thing. It is a bullish that we are getting the acceptance back above the value area low. The next target, if you look like that, is then going to be the anchored VWAP and the point of control. But I also want to go here and identify if we do maybe have any other high-term time frame levels. Weekly, no. Let's see if we have any daily. And yes, we do have the daily level, literally where we are right now. Then slightly higher, this right here is a liquidity level, and also another one which is going to be here. So at the point of control and also at the anchored VWAP, we do have two liquidity levels. Let me zoom in on the 2 hourly. So right now we can see, okay, we are at the daily level. If Bitcoin pushes higher, what is going to happen with XRP probably? We are going to also push higher. The first level is the liquidity level and the anchored VWAP. Here is going to, this area, I am definitely going to be interested to go with a short trade. If I go with a short trade on Ethereum, I'm also then going to open a short trade on XRP, $2.17 US. Because simply it is going to be a very important and a nice key level. If higher, we also have another liquidity level. But if we are going to hit this specific level, probably Bitcoin in this scenario is also going to be breaking maybe even this one right here. So in this scenario, probably no shorts for me. But yeah, right now, the next level I'm looking for here on XRP is going to be anchored VWAP and the liquidity level, $2.70. Ethereum, beautiful level also, if we go higher right now, which is going to be at $3,200 US. I do have an alert right here. I don't think, yeah, I need to still set an alert at this liquidity level for for XRP. So very simply, I get alerted on my phone, look at the chart, and then simply make a calculated decision in a case we do hit this level on XRP, on Ethereum, and also on BTC. Okay, with that being said, I really do hope you enjoyed today's live stream. If you did, I really appreciate if you're going to... Last message, bro. I missed the outro song you had during lives. Heroes Tonight. Please play today for good old times better. Yo, man, I don't think I have it set up. I'm not 100% sure. That is why probably the song is going to be... Yo, this is going to bring tears on my eyes, man. Don't say that. Yeah, maybe the other time. Not sure if I'm going to play today because I don't think it is set up right now. Maybe next live stream, bro. Thank you very much for reminding me about this. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's cryptocurrency live stream, I really would appreciate if you smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel right here. If you want, you can, of course, just get the bonuses. If not, it's also completely fine. But with that being said, thank you for watching, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day. See you tomorrow. And of course, peace out.
Vitalik, clapping, Vitalik, impressed, happy and clapping, Vitalik is impressed, Vitalik clapping, 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 clapping.